What's up, guys? Brother Pascal here. Today we are gonna go over some Call of Duty, I guess, updates. Um, so to start off, we have Season 2. Now, Season 2 is in my opinion, is great. Um, but apparently from Season 2, we have a horrible nerf. Merc Music talked about this, and it is the longbow. Now, the longbow, with the new attachment that you get, is absolute dog, apparently. And it literally makes you have to shoot them 3 times to kill instead of one time to, or one shot to kill. It used to be 2 without any, like, aftermarket part. But then they turned it all to 1 because snipers are 1 shot, no matter what. But yeah, now since we have a new aftermarket, every aftermarket part, if you guys are keeping up on the news, uh, just expect it to be absolute dog. Um, that's the thing. Um, Everything's gonna be absolute horrible. When they get released. Yeah. But here is the new skins. These are some of them, if you can see it in the 4 corners for Battle Hub. You get a worm. Okay, wait. You get this. This. This is sick. I can't wait. Worm. Michonne. You're the dragon, and that's it. But if you guys are wondering, hey, what about this skin? The all bright green. There's nothing for it right now. There's no updates for this green skin, sadly. But that's pretty much some of it. Let me just search up Black Cell, because that's going to be the best. Season 2. Here we go. So this, I don't know if it's going to pick up. Okay, there we go. John Doe, he's back from Black Ops 4. He is back. As you saw Ghost, or as you saw Soap turn into a skeleton. That's the thing. That's the thing with the Black Cells. This is Black Cell. So every single skin you get for Black Cell from the Battle Pass, it will become a skeleton. So all those skins that have the skeleton version out, like, already, is doing the weird dumb stuff where it's showing the final kill instead of, progressively showing it. That would be great. Show us the default, then the other stages instead of just the last stage. Yeah, there is old skins getting a new skin. So, if you guys like Soap, you're getting a new skin. You're getting 2, actually, I think. One is just a default character, but with, like, a different name he goes by. And then the Black Cell version of that, which is totally different. If you guys don't know, there's a Pharah skin, and she has, like, this weird skulker skin. That's literally the name, and she has like really white eyes. Like there's no like iris. I think that's what it's called. These like weird colorful things in the middle of your eyes. See right here. I don't know. I think that's it. I think that's what it is called. Irises. Um. She has literally. It's all white, so she literally looks like Herobrine. Herobrine. Um. If you guys don't know who that is, it's a Minecraft horror story that used to work. I think it used to be in the game. I think the Herobrine character was a character in Minecraft. But he got removed. I don't know why. I would actually want Herobrine to be in the game, because that would be cool. Like, you know, you just beat the Ender Dragon and you just came back to the, you know, world. And why not have another boss where you have to survive by a guy that looks exactly like you, but with no iris color, and it's just all white, and he teleports around and creeps on you. That's cool. But if you guys know, it's just an Ender Dragon, and then that's it. That's the game. Once you beat the Ender Dragon, done. But yeah, Black Cell. You get here, that skin that's like, you know, showing right next to the dog. Is Soap, and what? Oh. Hello? That's not Riley. That dog is just a random dog, and they have a lock. I don't think it's Riley. Look at what he looks like. And let's go back. Let's start the movie. Let's start the short.
Season 2 comes
over.
out next week, and
Shut
the
up.
operators...
Look. He has stuff around the eyes. Not, like, just here. Because look at that compared to that. That's not Riley. I don't know if it is. If you guys, if this is really Riley, tell me in the comments, because that is not Riley. I'm looking at old Riley. I literally have Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Oh no, I don't. I have Modern Warfare 2, 2009, but not 2013. Not 2023 MW3. Oh wait, never mind. I don't have Ghosts from 2013. Yeah, because that is not Riley. Look at his face. There's nothing around the eyes. There's gray, but this is there, and this is around the eyes on the new one. But if it is Riley, tell me in the comments. I haven't played the game. It might be, but there was no name that popped up on that dog, and he didn't look exactly like the old one, so. Because the old one, let's go back. Look, What is this? There's stuff around his eyes that goes like that. That's not Riley. See, it says pet dog. It doesn't say Riley. I know, Major Alex, you are good Call of Duty short maker, but that is not Riley. That is just a random dog. And he looks totally different. He looks completely different from the other one. But yeah. Pretty much that's it. I think I already talked about the longbow. Let's see. I'm literally trying to type without looking because I have a keyboard here. That's right here, and then one under. Okay. Espresso. This guy's really good if you guys want to have a good Call of Duty channel to watch.
Season 2
good.
is here, and with that comes a
And
lot of
plus
things.
he has 4K.
Content, big changes to gameplay, weapon balancing, and more. So today, we're running down all of that with Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone, letting you know all you need to. So as we go along, drop your thoughts down below, drop a like, and consider subscribing to stay up to date with all things Modern Warfare 3, Warzone, and even more Season 2 coverage here, as well as other FPS content from time to time on the channel. Finally, check out the link in the description below, where we've been streaming lately over on Twitch. I'd love to chat with you guys here for Season 2's launch, and anytime beyond that. But anyways, let's jump into it. So we already know about a lot with Season 2, most of the content so far, and we're not going to go into all that kind of stuff. We've already talked about the new weapons, maps, battle pass, operators, all that kind of stuff. So we've already done that. Instead, I want to focus more so on the balancing, quality of life, and gameplay changes to be seen across Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone, because there are a handful of very substantial ones here. Starting with a substantial change to ADS idle sway. Now this is particularly something that is going to be noticeable on mouse and keys with the mouse aiming input, although you will be able to see this across the board for all inputs, controller and mouse and keys. But ADS idle sway will now initiate shortly after aiming down sight rather than immediately, meaning that there's not going to be that slight variance in from hipfire to ADS where you transition into those aiming properties. It's going to be exactly where you're pointing every single time now, instead of having that slight deviation starting in that animation going into ADS. That idle sway is now consistently going to begin from the position of the player's hipfire crosshair rather than along the sway curve again while it's moving into that animation. And in the same vein, the hipfire crosshair sway previously was influenced by the direction of the weapon, causing the firing to deviate from the center of the screen, but with this update, it's going to eliminate that and add consistency to it. So a welcome change here. I think anything that makes your aiming more accurate and removes any sort of randomness in that is definitely a welcome change in my opinion. Now, beyond that, we also see new features and adjustments to the UI and user interface, adding weekly challenge categories to the widget in the lobby view. Detailed stat comparisons for base weapons are now available in the gunsmith. There's decreased kill feed line duration, dropping from 10 seconds to 5 seconds, and decreasing the kill feed line fade duration from 1 to 0.5 seconds. And the event category in the camos is now going to be the first one that is displayed here at this. So if you guys do like all those exclusive event camos, you don't have to scroll past all 900 camos or whatever to get to those ones you may enjoy now. In terms of gameplay changes, there are two really big ones here at this. Firstly, they decrease the delay before health regeneration begins from 4 seconds to 3 seconds, which on paper, sure, a 25% decrease like that may not seem like a whole ton, but in gunfights, that is a life and death scenario. And on top of that, they also increased the health regeneration rate from 40 HP per second to 75 HP per second. An 88% increase, which is why that is so big, because that is not quite quick fix, but pretty dang close here with this. So you are going to be able to regen much faster in gunfights, and that, again, I think is huge. So if you were, say, by chance, like literal one shot, you had 1 HP, it would take 5 seconds now to get back up to full HP rather than the 7.7 seconds previously. So big difference there with that. Progression-wise, there are a few attachments that were finally able to be unlocked entirely. The X10 FRL3 heavy barrel on the Ram 7, the iron sight on the longbow, the XRK Stalker no stock, and the Jack BFB muzzle for everybody. Then before we get into weapon tuning, one thing to note is that Modern Warfare 2 carry forward maps are now available in the quick play rotation. No longer just having to wait for those carry forward playlists to jump into the rotation. You can now play on those really anytime you want. So Beyond that, let's talk about some weapon tuning, because on Modern Warfare 3 side of things, there is a lot. Starting out with the rifles, the Holger 556 saw an increase to the aim down sight time. Couple of things to note for the interest of time. We're not going to run down every single value here. We're instead just going to be talking about nerfs and buffs, but on screen you can see those denoted values. And also, you're going to want to bear in mind the wording here of this, because in some cases you might immediately think, okay, they increased the ADS speed perhaps, but instead they use the word timing. So that's a nerf instead of a buff, whereas it would have been the speed if they increased that. The MCW saw a nerf to the aim down sight time and sprint to fire time. The Jack Raven kit in particular, though, for it saw a handful of buffs and nerfs. It increased the max damage range along with the near medium, medium damage, headshot, and lower torso damage multipliers, but also decreased the medium damage, minimum damage, and maximum damage range along with the hip fire spread and recoil and gun kick. So a bit of a mixed bag there with that one. The BAS-B saw across the board nerfs here with this, though not really a whole ton by comparison to what you may have expected. It increased the sprint to fire time, ADS time, and hip fire spread
Sidewinder is literally
the Sidewinder
one
saw
of
an
the
increase in
worst
bullet velocity
guns
and a
in the
decrease
game.
to the recoil and gun kick significantly, making that a buff. The TAC-V from Modern Warfare 2 saw an increase to the maximum damage range and near to medium damage ranges, so a buff.
Yeah, because the Sidewinder is literally the worst gun. When I used it, I hit nothing when I was dead on, and yeah. But if anything is increasing the Sidewinder, I might be going back and using it. I'm just checking on something. Okay. Sorry, I had to check my schedule for my job. Anyway. That's good. Anything for the Sidewinder, it is good in my opinion. If it's going to help. TAC is increased.
There, the Striker saw near medium damage range increase and medium damage range increase, so buff there. The AMR9 Jack Etten double barrel kit, this is really just a bug fix. I don't really consider this a buff or a nerf, but it added the missing hip fire crosshair. The WSP9 saw a decrease to the aim down sight time, but an increase to the maximum damage range and near medium damage range, along with the Broodmother 45 conversion kit, decreasing that aim down sight time and movement speed penalties. The shotguns of the Lockwood 680, and more particularly the Lockwood Defender Heavy Barrel, saw an increase to the sprint to fire time penalty, and the KV Broadside saw a buff in regards to the sprint to fire and aim down sight speeds. The TAC Eradicator for the LMG.
So that's why it was ass. If you guys don't know, you have to use shotguns for a weekly challenge. And, you know, it's to get critical kills for mercenaries. Those I had hard time hitting. So, that's why. And plus, it was a little slow whenever I zoomed in when I had the quickest attachments. Like, I had the weird butt shotgun where it, you know, you don't have it go onto your shoulder, where you can just, you know, flip it, be like a cowboy and flip it like this, make it spin around your finger. I have that, and it was super slow to go. Because if you guys don't know, it was like
buff in regards to the sprint to fire and aim down sight speeds. The TAC Eradicator for the LMGs saw an increase to the sprint to fire time and aim down sight time, nerf there. The RAL LMG saw a decrease to those same attributes, so a buff there. And the Icarus saw a decrease to the sprint to fire time.
I'm using the Eradicator, and that's probably why I was getting so many bad kills. Dude, all the guns that were okay to me are getting bad, like getting nerfs.
So a buff, along with the RP.
But besides that, if you guys don't know, there's 2 events happening. One event, which is horde capture point or whatever. That is hell. If you guys don't know, here's a little tip. You have to collect bones and skulls. I'm just doing this. I'm going to into zombies and doing it. It literally works. You can collect the bones right now, and you can kill the armored zombies and complete them. Easy. You don't need to sweat your ass and capture a control point over and over and die over and over and get like 20 bones. You can get like 2 or I don't know how many. You could even get like probably like 10,000 bones, which is the last thing for the bones. And you could do it all in that one game if you have, good guns. But I'm trying to do the MWZ camo grind at the same time, so I don't have good guns right now. I'm using the SMGs.
Okay, getting an aim down sight buff. The marksman rifle is a bit of a mixed bag here at this. The MCW had buffs to the aim down sight, the hip fire spread minimum and maximum, making that a little tighter, but then also nerfs to decreasing all damage ranges by 18% and decreasing the bullet velocity. The DM56 saw nerfs to the near to medium damage and medium damage. The MTZ Interceptor saw an increase to the sprint to fire time, increase to the aim down sight time, and decrease to the neck multiplier, so nerfs all around there. The SPR 208 from Modern Warfare 2 saw a decrease in the maximum damage range, but an increase to the upper arm damage multiplier, so a nerf and a buff. The Lockwood Mark II saw an increase to the maximum damage and a decrease to the maximum damage range, buff and nerf. The LMS saw a decrease to the intensity of the aim down sight idle sway, while the SAB 50 saw an increase to the maximum damage, buff there. And the Signal 50 as well as the SPX 80 saw a decrease to the maximum damage range and increase the aim down sight time, respectively. Handguns, the Jack Ferocity carbine ended up getting a massive buff here with a decrease to the movement speed penalties by 50%, and the Basilisk from Modern Warfare 2 saw an increase to the maximum damage, near medium damage range, far medium damage range, and the gutted here at this, decreasing that melee lunge distance by 30% on the gut. Better knife, karambit, combat knife, dual kadachis, dual kamas, and the pickaxe. But that is your Modern Warfare 3 specific weapon tuning, and really for the most part, basically rounds out the Modern Warfare 3 portion of this video. Now, I will say, in zombies, there was a ray gun buff, but that's really kind of about it. Nothing really in terms of...
you have to have a good buff for the ray gun. It's literally the ray gun. You have to have it one shot.
So for that, we're going to jump on over to some of the quality of life and weapon balancing in particular. For quality of life stuff, we saw audio improvements as stated. We'll see if that actually happens within game whenever we post to, but volume increase. There's one now, just one public event as we've talked. And Sickles icon. Don't need to go too much in depth on that. Players and your kills can be white rest. The health regeneration per second is in and
yeah, here it is. That's a main thing. The health regen was super slow, but yeah. You guys can pause anytime. I'm just skipping. I don't really care.
balance that out a little bit further. Now beyond that, that ADS idle sway and that hipfire crosshair sway that was present and changed in Modern Warfare 3, that's going to be something that comes over to Warzone as well. Just here at this. And again, this is probably going to close. Assault rifle increased movement, saw increase, but beyond damage was not speed. 76, 2 buffs. XP saw an increase to just correct in full art significantly. Honestly, for the whole time, range decrease to the angels all across. He saw a max damage reduction, the prime and ADS max damage. The LMGs for the Pulamyot 762.
Oh.
Again, two things that really just kind of were new on this. Same thing we'll see with Attack Evolve Re, so you can't really label them as a nerf or a buff, I think. But you saw the introductions of a new variable for the near to mid damage set and the near to mid damage range. The min damage was reduced over nerfs. We saw that max damage range decreased, but then we saw new values of near to mid damage and multiplier. The MTZ Interceptor saw nerfs to the sprint to fire, aim down sight times, and neck multipliers. The more fun in sniping. I think it introduces a lot more potential for clips and stuff accordingly. Now the melee weapons, again, just like Modern Warfare, USP Stinger and 50GS along with Basilisk, vertical recoil control. The Jack BFB muzzle saw nerfs over with the lunge distances dropped by 30%. And finally, the Jack sight time and sprint to fire time increased adjustments where the Flex perk revised audio levels while equipped, and the Irradiated perk a buff, which is kind of crazy because they were already pretty reduction in health both in the standard and the durable versions as well. So that is the hefty.
All right, so that is pretty much all the you know, updates for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 or no, Modern Warfare 3, and it's pretty bad for LMGs. And I don't know if I showed you, but these are the these are the new things coming. Look at this one. Pretty much it's just that, Alien, the Fungi, the Euro Dragon, and Worm. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, like, subscribe, and yeah. I think that's all. I'll show you the black cell. It'll be a short. So that's pretty much it. Your character, if you get black cell, will go from human to zombie skeleton. I think it's worth it. If you have never gotten a black cell, I think this is the one that you need. Yeah. Like I said, like, subscribe, do whatever. Peace.